Comerica Park, fancy place, largest scoreboard, has the stainless steel statues of Tiger legends like Ty Cobb. Mark McLemore, he takes a strike. Called by Detroit native Rick Reed. Switched umpiring crews to be able to call that strike and the whole game. John Olerud with the man on in the first. Olerud taking it to right. Alex Rodriguez holds it third, and Olerud getting the first hit ever in Comerica Park history. Bottom of one, Luis Polonia's on third, led off with the triple. Greg Jeffries up, and he singles. Polonia coming to score. Tigers up 1-0, the first run in this new park. Bottom of two on for Bobby Higginson. A lot of triples predicted here, and predictions are true for Higginson. Drives it to center. Juan Encarnacion and Polonia both come to score. The Tigers go up 4-0. Now to the sixth. Tigers up 4-2 on. Mark McLemore rips it to first, but Tony Clark making the play and doubling up Carlos Guillen. The Tigers go on to win it 5-2. So Detroit has opened with the win in each of its new parks. It happened in 1896 at Bennett Park. Scorer Dave Justice against Omar Olivares, and he gulps that thing out over the center field wall. Indians go up 1-0, number 3 on the season for Justice. Top of the fifth, 2-1 Indians. Kenny Lofton's over there at first. Olivares, the pickoff attempt, Malo. Travis Fryman scores in the play. Indians get out front by a count of 3-1. Now bottom of 5. This whole thing took a while to develop. Nobody out. Indians 4-1. Travis Fryman the play. Stops Ramon Hernandez from getting a hit. Indians go on to win it by a score of 5-1. So Nagy, good effort, goes 8 innings, 4 hits given up, just 1 earned run, winning for the first time in his last 5 regular season starts. Indians have outscored their opponents now 51-18 and winning 5 straight games. The Blue Jays, the Angels, the bottom of the second, no score. Garrett Anderson's out on second. Troy Glass takes it up the middle. Alex Gonzalez can't hang on to it. Anderson keeps coming, and he will score. Angels lead it by a count of 1-0 after he slides home. 4 batters later, 2 on. Darren Erstad. It's Kelvin Escobar lining that thing up to take out of the yard. Angels lead it 4-0. Erstad's second of the year. Bottom of 3, empty for Mo Vaughn. Escobar still throwing. A reminder that entertainment coupons cannot be used to purchase surf and turf. It's Vaughn's first of the season. Angels go up 5-0. They have to hang on to win it 5-4. Erstad goes 2 for 4, 3 RBI. Goes underway. Dusty Baker just got a joke given him by Willie McCovey in 1975. In the first, the Giants starter Kirk Reeder giving it up. The first single ever at Pac Bell. It's Devon White doing the job. He's going to get his name in the paper. Dodgers trail 1-0 in the third. Kevin Elster takes Reeder out. Looks like Jeffrey Mayer has apparently gotten bigger and moved to San Francisco. He pulled that thing in. Proud of the feed. It still counts as a home run. Bottom of third, 2 out. Barry Bonds fighting it off. Becoming the first player to foul a ball off his ankle at Pac Bell. He gets up and stays on the same at bat. Very next swing against Chan Ho Park. And even with derogatory credit, you can own a brand new car. Bonds third of the year. 2-1, the Giants go in front. Top of the fifth, 1 on. Dodgers down 2-1. Dodgers in front 3-2. Again, it's Elster taking Reeder out. Second dong of the game. 8th inning, Dodgers up 1 at 5-4. Ibbett, Elster again. This time off Felix Rodriguez, and the Dodgers win it 6-5. Now, Elster has been out of the game for a year. Made the Dodgers as a non-roster player. Turns out the Dodgers also won the final game at the Giants' old park, the former Candlestick, called 3Com these days. 3, that's Kevin Elster, the first Dodger shortstop ever to hit 3 homers in a game. Backs up 2-0. Matt Clement's throwing, bases loaded. Omar Dahl right back to Clement, gets up, good toss home. Ricky Gonzalez gets the double play. Potters escape, staying down 2-0. Now to the 6th, it's 2-1. Omar Dahl deep to center. Eric Owens after that makes the good play. Still 2-1 game. We're headed to the bottom of the 9th. D-back relievers up, warming up, but Dahl stays in to throw to Ed Sprague. And with that, you get Agrawal Ties the game at 2 apiece. Sprague's second this season. We're going to extra innings. 13th, 2 on, 1 out. Steve Finley lines with Phil Nevin. And then doubles across. Still 2-2. Bottom of 13. Ed Sprague is your batter. Here we go.
And Sprague hammers one to deep left center field. Way back there to the wall. It's gone! The Padres win it.
So there was tension. 3-2. The Padres win this thing.
6-game road trip in Kansas City. Cal Ripken, 6 shy of 3,000, facing Chad Durbin. There's a way to make a statement. Okay, he's not hitting well this year. He's only hitting 174, but now he's 5 more away. 5 more hits till 3,000. The future Hall of Famer. Ripken playing some D and going bare. Carlos Fabulous, who had 2 hits in this game, trying for a third as he tries to bunt his way on, but Ripken doesn't let that happen. Bottom 8, Royals threatening runners on first and second. Joe Randa facing Al Reyes. Randa with a rip, a 3-run blast to tie up this game at 5. Randa's third of the year. And we're going extra innings. Bottom 12, runner on first, Brian Johnson facing Tim Morrell. And Johnson gets it done with a game-winning home run. Get this, the Royals, their second walk-off homer in as many games. This team had just 1 walk-off homer all of last season. Johnson's game winner was his second home run of the year. And what was I saying about how great the Orioles bullpen was? Oh, well. KC did have chances to win this game, though, in the 9th, 10th, and 11th innings, but did get it done in the 12th. Boston had its master blaster on high against the Twins. Let's start with Carl Everett. Off of Joe Mays. Everett's 3rd home run of the year, helping Boston get a 3-run lead over the Twins. It was 5-1, bottom 2, bases full. Nomar Garciaparra entered the game just 4 of 22 at the plate. I think he's out of his slump. Up the middle, Jose Offerman would come in to score, so would Trot Nixon. Red Sox were up 7-1. Garciaparra 4 for 5 with 3 RBIs. After a shaky first, Ramon Martinez would settle down. Run support will do that for you. 2 on, 5th inning, Martinez getting David Ortiz, who just bounces it to Garciaparra. Looks like a double play to me. 5 hits allowed in 5 innings for Martinez. Pedro's brother, 3 walks. Red Sox up 10-2 now. Everett wasn't done. Against Mark Redmond, that would be a green monster. 4th time in his career he's gone yard from both sides of the plate. For Carl Everett in the same game, by the way. Everett 4 homers on the year, 13-4 the final. Boston wins its drive off Esteban Yan. Can you watch the ball? Can you see the ball? It hits the top of the fence. Maglio Ordonez would score in that, but the question is, would Konerko? Are we talking inside the Parker? Look at the big guy run. Somehow he managed to leg out 4 triples a year ago, the first baseman for Chicago. That's an inside the park homer, 3-0 Chicago. You can get up now, take a deep breath. Take a look at the replays. The ball hits the top of the railing. And then look at this. We'll get to see Konerko run the bases again. Almost loses it around 3rd. Not known for his speed, usually. Bottom of the 1st, 1 man on, Jose Canseco with a sugar-coated stroke. Finally, his 1st home run of the year. And he did the hard way, center field. D-Rays down 3-2. Still bottom 1, Greg Vaughn. That's a high fly. Carlos Lee, well, okay, drops in front of him. Vaughn is going to stop at 2nd. I mean, why not? Of course, right? But then Vaughn is told to round the bases. It's a home run. Really? He says, okay. We're tied at 3. Oh, Jerry Manuel, he's not going to like this. He comes out to discuss this. Can't be right? Let's check out the replay. The square, the ball, the spot shadow. It actually hits off the bottom of the catwalk. Frank Thomas and Manuel discussing it. 1 man on, Sox down 1. Chris Singleton off a yawn. Sox take the 6-5 lead on Singleton's 2nd. Next batter, Carlos Lee, looking to extend his hitting streak to 8 games. This is a high pop to deep left. What's the problem here? No one can see anything. It's because it lands in the stands. No problem for Greg. Doesn't matter. Chicago wins this game easily. Frank Thomas, he did leave this game.
Warming up again, 2-hour, 2-minute rain delay, and warming up to serve that to Jose Vidro. First dong of the year. 2-0, the Expos go out front. Pirates down 4-2 now in the 4th. Orlando Cabrera taking it to right. It's Brian Giles. That's a good play. Same score in the 5th, 2 on for Rondell White. Pat Mears making the play this time. Expos up 5-3 in the 7th. Vidro Facing Benson once more, also known as Benson. Home run. Vidro takes the fastball out, second of the game, second of the year. Expos win. The Expos have won 5 out of 6. Vidro.
Fly number 21. Top of the second, one out. Game scoreless. Chris Holt pitching for Houston. Jim Edmonds takes a strike 2 call. Looking. Doesn't like the call, but he stays focused because on the very next pitch, Edmonds putting the hurt on Holt's pitch. Imagine what Anaheim fans are thinking right now. They're thinking devilish thoughts. The former Angels' 3rd home run of the year. He's 7 for 7 in his last 2 games. Astros down 1, bottom 3, 1 man on. Jeff Bagwell embracing a vertical horizon, bags his 1st home run of the year over his favorite hot spot, the left field wall at Enron. Astros take the lead 4-3, top 7 Holt against Eric Davis, who walks, bases full. Pitching coach Vern Rule comes out to talk to Holt. But after discussion, he decides to leave him in, and Tony La Russa will send Thomas Howard into pinch hit for Mike Matheny. Larry Dierker would come out to remove Holt, but the home plate ump says, wait a minute, a team can't make 2 trips to the mound during the same at-bat. So Dierker is disgusted with that rule. Holt is forced to stay in the game. Turning point, first pitch to Howard. Howard says to Chris, I am so glad you stayed for my party. Grand slam home run for Thomas Howard. His 1st homer of the year. Cards go up 7-6. They win 10-6. Cards win their 4th straight despite hitting into 4 double plays. Edmonds is now hitting .529. And more knowledge. There have been 19 homers in 5 games at Enron Field. Houston, 1-4 at their new park. Rockies looking to take their 2nd straight from the Reds. Ron Vallone, strong, going for his 2nd win of the year, facing Larry Walker. And Vallone pulls him big time. Then, Todd Helton can't find it either on some high heat. What about Terry Schimpert, you wonder? Nope. Vallone goes 7 innings, gave up 2 runs, 4 hits, 4 Ks. Top of the 3rd now. Reds up 2-0, 2 on. Dimitri Young, who was a guest analyst for ESPN Radio for a day and a half last year. Kenny remembers that. Young's 2nd homer of the year, 5-0 Reds. Reds up 5-2 in the 4th. Ken Griffey Jr. with a bases full yet. Grand slam number 1 for Junior. Griff 2 for 4 in this game, 5 RBIs. You know, I know the guy's hitting only 182, but he has 13 RBIs, okay?
National League Grand Slam number 1.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Thank you for listening to what I'm saying.